Hi, this is Mrs Carr here. We're working on our hair razor line and facial expression project. So to start off with, I just wanted to talk about line. There's some different types of line here on this handout. We've got our vertical lines that run up and down. We have our horizontal lines that run straight across, just like the horizon. We have our diagonals. Okay. Curved lines, which would be extremely helpful in making hair, is what we're going to do today. And our zigzag lines, which are always fun. It's always a lot of fun also to make lines that run parallel or really close to each other without touching. It creates cool optical illusions. We're making hair today, so that would be very useful in making something look kind of like hair, but also something that's got some cool optical illusion to it, to run your lines really close together. So I'm just showing a little bit about that right now before we get started. Okay, so this is going to be my placemat. I also want to show you this handout. And this has just got different facial expressions. Just take a minute to check that out. It's got the real person, and then it's got how you would go about drawing it. Okay, so in this project, we're doing kind of a crazy twist on a portrait, and we're doing a fun hair razor project to show what we know about line, and also to show what we know and what we've learned about creating a portrait in our last lesson. But this time you've got more artistic license to make it less realistic and more fun. So we're going to go ahead and start our hair razor with a pencil. We're going to draw a person with hair coming from their head. In my examples, I had some with beards. You're welcome to do either. With a beard, you're just going to start your head at the top of the paper instead of at the bottom where I'm starting for her. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start my chin right here, and that's what I want you to do. Either start your chin or the top of your bald head if you're choosing to do the beard. Okay, so that's what I've got so far, and I'm doing this in pencil. Then I'm going to switch over to Sharpie. Okay, just sketching my face. That's all I need so far. I'm going to go ahead and add an expressive, which means it shows an emotion, it shows a feeling, it shows you're tired, angry, happy, excited. So I'm going to go ahead and add, I think I'm going to do kind of a happy slash scared expression, kind of like this girl has right here. So I'm going to draw an open mouth to show that. And then I'm going to draw surprised eyes, which are going to be a little more round, a little less almond shaped. And I already think I've put them too high. No problem. Erase those. Pull them down a bit. And in this project, you don't have to be as exact with your facial proportions and measurements. Just draw it on there and make it expressive. That's your goal. Okay? And we can go back later and add a little more detail. But I'm just going to do a little profile nose for her today. All right, that's enough for that. Now I'm going to jump right in with my Sharpie, making different types of line, because this is the really exciting, fun part. Okay, here we go. So to start off, I want to create some sort of hair on the forehead here that'll follow. So I'm going to go ahead across your forehead, and I also want to cover up those eraser marks I made earlier. So this will be a great way to cover that up. And I don't have an exact plan. Being a little bit impulsive as I draw my lines here, and that's okay. Just keep drawing until you get into some sort of a groove or pattern. And I think you'll really find yourself enjoying this project. I know I did. I'm using a Sharpie. You can use any sort of black marker. It can be even a pen. A pen would work too. And instead of doing this straight with pencil, I'm doing it with marker because it's really tedious to go back and outline over pencil lines that are so close together. And right now I'm just getting some lines down, but you can always go back later and add some really fun details, like she has some fish up in the top part over here, and then some fun details that are in the curls. Also some fun details in her hand down here. Paintbrush, a crayon, a pencil, just stuff like that that's hidden. You can also hide words, numbers, critters, really anything you want. It's a lot of fun. So now I'm going to swoop off and do a zigzag because I haven't done that yet. And it kind of was a curve, and then it went into a jaggedy zigzag. If you have different size pen tips, you could experiment with thick and thin pen tips as well. This is just a regular Sharpie, but I also have a Sharpie pen right here that I'll add some detail with later. Okay, so I've got curvy, I've got zigzag. Let's do some horizontal maybe. So that's a horizontal. I can even do a dashed in there. Create a little more interest. Just to break up that space a little bit. Maybe I want to put one in there. All right, so let's do a vertical. You split up your space however you want. We're not coloring this, it's just a pen drawing, black and white. The lines are going to do all the work. Okay, so now I've got my little Sharpie pen, and I thought I'd go in and draw something smaller inside of these, just so that you can get an idea of what you might want to do. This is what I used to draw the little fish and the tiny details inside her face. Might be a good idea to outline the actual face with a smaller tip marker. Don't have to though, either will work. Same rules as when we drew the portrait. When you do her eyes, I just color them outward, just like a iris would be colored. Then you do want to outline that face. We just drew it in pencil, that way if we needed to erase, we had the option. Okay, and then we'll add some more details that we didn't add before. With her mouth being open like this, I'll probably just shade this in with a Sharpie. And I might switch over to this one now. Okay, and she does have shoulders, but we can also add some lines on her shirt. I'll probably leave her neck plain just to draw attention to her skin, to her face, so she doesn't get lost in there. Let's draw a set of wavy lines, and then I think I'm going to leave it to you for the rest. So for wavy lines, I'm going to draw something kind of like you see here. I'm going to have some hair fall down. And you don't have to fill all of this area with line. You may want to leave some of it white. Just depends on where you want to add the detail and where you want to keep it kind of simple. For contrast, for variety. Kind of looks like a pigtail. All right, so I'm going to stop there. I think you get the point. Again, that's my finished example. This is my work in progress. And look at those fun examples that the images are of in your Google Classroom too before you start. This is kind of a different project where we don't really have an exact end result. We just have what we want to learn from the project. So have fun doing this. Enjoy a line. And see you next time. Bye.